Hello, fellow travelers. Today we're setting out on a journey along the Colonial Trails of the East Coast, a path where America's story began. We'll visit the places where the first settlers landed, where dreams of freedom took root. This isn't just about old buildings, it's about feeling the living history in every step. Imagine walking the same cobblestone streets as the Founding Fathers, debating liberty and independence. We'll see famous landmarks and discover hidden corners where personal stories unfolded. Each stop reveals the struggles, triumphs, and spirit that shaped a nation. So pack your curiosity, let's begin our exploration. History isn't just in books, it's all around us, waiting to be experienced. The Colonial Trails are a living story and we're all a part of it. Join me as we step back in time and walk the paths that built a country. Our adventure begins now. Our journey begins in Jamestown, Virginia, the first permanent English colony in North America, founded in 1607. By the James River, stories of struggle and survival linger in the air. Settlers faced disease, hunger, and conflict, but persevered to lay the foundation for a new society. At the Jamestown Settlement Museum, you can step inside a recreated fort and see how challenging life was. Climb aboard replicas of the Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, the ships that carried the colonists across the Atlantic. Nearby, a recreated Powhatan Indian village reminds us the English were not alone. The Powhatan people had lived here for centuries. Jamestown is where democracy first took root in America, and where the first enslaved Africans arrived, a legacy that shaped the nation. Walking these grounds, you feel the weight of beginnings, both hopeful and painful. Jamestown's story is America's story, complex, challenging, and essential. This is where it all began. Next, we head north to Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the Pilgrims arrived on the Mayflower in 1620, seeking religious freedom. Their journey was marked by hardship, but also by hope and determination. Before leaving the ship, they signed the Mayflower Compact, an early step toward self-government. Standing near Plymouth Rock, you can imagine the brutal first winter and the resilience it took to survive. At Plymouth Patuxent Museums, history comes alive in a recreated 17th century village. Interpreters in period dress share stories of daily life, making the past personal and real. The museum also features a Wampanoag home site, where modern-day Wampanoag people teach about their ancestors' way of life and their complex relationship with the Pilgrims. The first Thanksgiving was a moment of brief peace and cooperation, but the reality is deeper than the holiday we know. Visiting Plymouth reveals a tale of survival, faith, and the complicated beginnings of a new society. Seeing the replica Mayflower II, you marvel at how over 100 people crossed the ocean in such a small ship. Plymouth is a testament to the human will to survive and build community against all odds. The Pilgrim story is one of hope, struggle, and the birth of new traditions. Here you connect with the roots of American self-rule and the enduring quest for freedom. Plymouth's legacy is both inspiring and sobering. It reminds us that history is made by ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges. The lessons of Plymouth echo through the centuries. This is where perseverance shaped a new world. The spirit of the Pilgrims lives on. We return to Virginia, stepping into the 18th century at Colonial Williamsburg. This restored city immerses you in the sights, sounds, and stories of colonial America. Walk down Duke of Gloucester Street, where horse-drawn carriages and costumed interpreters bring history to life. Tour the governor's palace and capitol, where leaders like Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson debated liberty. Visit workshops of skilled craftspeople, wig makers, printers, blacksmiths, who demonstrate trades that built a nation. Every detail, from the gardens to the taverns, transports you to a time on the brink of revolution. Dining in historic taverns, you taste colonial recipes and experience the social life of the era. At night, ghost tours and candlelit concerts fill the city with stories and music from the past. Williamsburg isn't just a museum, it's a living city, connecting you to the daily lives of those who shaped America. Here, history is engaging, interactive, and fun for all ages. The spirit of revolution is alive in every corner. Williamsburg invites you to step into the shoes of the past. Experience the energy of a colony on the edge of change. Our adventure continues in Boston, Massachusetts, the cradle of liberty. Walk the Freedom Trail, a red line guiding you to 16 historic sites that shaped the American Revolution. Stand in the Old South Meeting House, where colonists protested British taxes and sparked the Boston Tea Party. Visit the Old State House, where the Declaration of Independence was first read to Bostonians in 1776. Step inside the Paul Revere House, imagining his midnight ride to warn that the British were coming. Cross the Charles River to the USS Constitution, Old Ironsides, a symbol of early American naval strength. Boston's history is alive in its streets, blending past and present. Near the trail, Faneuil Hall and Quincy Market buzz with food, music, and centuries of commerce. Enjoy a bowl of clam chowder and reflect on the generations who gathered here. Boston honors its revolutionary past while thriving as a vibrant modern city. The spirit of independence is everywhere. Every step on the Freedom Trail is a step through history. Boston's legacy is one of courage, protest, and the fight for liberty. Here the revolution began, and its echoes remain. The city invites you to walk in the footsteps of patriots. Next, we arrive in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the birthplace of the nation. At Independence National Historical Park, you walk the same ground as Franklin, Jefferson, and Adams. Independence Hall is where the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were signed. Stand in the Assembly Room, where the future of a nation was debated and decided. Across the street, the Liberty Bell's crack is a symbol of freedom and the ongoing fight for justice. The museum tells how the bell inspired abolitionists, suffragettes, and civil rights leaders. Philadelphia's history is alive in its neighborhoods and markets. Explore Reading Terminal Market, sampling local specialties and feeling the city's vibrant energy. Try a classic Philly cheesesteak, a true taste of the city. Philadelphia shows that history is about both grand events and everyday life. The city's legacy is one of vision, debate, and the birth of a new nation. Here, ideals became reality. Philadelphia invites you to witness the making of America. The spirit of independence endures in every brick and street. This is where a nation took its first breath. Our final stop is Charleston, South Carolina, a city of beauty, resilience, and complex history. Founded in 1670, Charleston's wealth was built on rice, indigo, and the labor of enslaved Africans. Walk the historic district streets, lined with grand mansions and hidden gardens, but also marked by the legacy of slavery. Visit the old Slave Mart Museum to confront the painful truths of the city's past. Learn about the Gullah Geechee people whose unique culture, language, and traditions endure today. See Sweetgrass Basket weaving at the city market and savor Gullah cuisine like shrimp and grits. Stroll along the Battery for views of Fort Sumter, where the Civil War began. Rainbow Row's colorful houses are iconic, but Charleston's true beauty is in its honest storytelling. The city doesn't hide from its past, it invites reflection and understanding. Charleston's story is one of hardship, culture, and transformation. Here history is both beautiful and challenging. The city asks us to learn, reflect, and grow. Charleston is a fitting end to our colonial journey. This journey along the Colonial Trails is more than a history lesson. It's a reminder of how the past shapes our present. The debates about freedom and rights in Williamsburg, Boston, and Philadelphia still echo today. Standing in Independence Hall, we're reminded of the ideals of liberty and justice, and the ongoing struggle to achieve them. Visiting these places helps us become more informed, engaged citizens. History gives us context and shows that our society is always evolving. These sites are living classrooms teaching us about our responsibilities and shared heritage. Meeting people from all walks of life, we find common ground in our shared story. This journey inspires hope. If the founders overcame war, disease, and division, so can we. By looking back, we find strength to move forward. The Colonial Trails connect us to the roots of America and to each other. Our story is still being written. The lessons of the past guide us toward a better future. This journey is about where we've been and where we're going. Our journey along the Colonial Trails ends, but the stories linger. From Jamestown to Charleston, we've walked in the footsteps of history. We've learned that history is about people, their courage, dreams, and enduring spirit. I hope this journey has sparked your curiosity to explore these places for yourself. There's something powerful about standing where history was made. Plan your own adventure. Visit these cities, walk the Freedom Trail, and listen to the stories. Travel connects us to the past and to each other. By exploring history, we become more compassionate and understanding. Sharing these journeys with you is my passion and privilege. If you've enjoyed this trip, join our travel community. Subscribe, share, and support our work. Your support keeps these stories alive. Thank you for traveling with me today. Keep on traveling.